Welcome back, drum fam. So excited you're here today. Today I have a very special topic for you guys. As you guys know, I play drums. I have made a profession out of drums, and I do drums every day, all day, 24/7. But aside from playing from drums, I have other talents like playing percussion. And a lot of people don't know how to play percussion. A lot of people don't even know how to start playing percussion. And a lot of people, unfortunately, haven't had the privilege of learning how to play other instruments like congas, timbales, bongos, and all that stuff. But recently I've been seeing a lot of people asking, how do I build the perfect percussion rig? Or what should I build to have a percussion rig? So today I'm going to show you how to build the perfect percussion rig. Now keep in mind, percussion instruments are literally drums. This is what it is. They're drums. And no matter what you build, you have to be conscious that it has to contribute to the music, right? It's as simple as that. It has to contribute to the music. There's no point of you having a lot of things if a lot of things is not contributing to the music. Doesn't matter if you have 20 shakers or 5 chimes. If it doesn't contribute to the music, you should probably not have it up there. But when you're building a drum rig, I consider these instruments the quintessential to any rig. So let's just start it out right now. So the first thing that you should really consider in buying and or having in your percussion rig, whether you're standing or sitting down, is a trap table. Like this. It's perfect for holding down shakers, little cube shakers, your practice pad, drumsticks, among many other things that you may have. I never leave my house. Whenever I play percussion, I always bring a percussion table. The second thing that you should consider in having is a tambourine. You can either have a handheld tambourine or one that's attached to a stand or something, but a tambourine is such a great percussion instrument to have on any rig. The reason why I say that a tambourine is a great instrument to have is because it adds so much little taste here and there on the song that's already being played. It just sounds amazing on top of any other type of instruments and any other song that you're playing. So you can either have one hooked up on a stand that you can hit it with drumsticks. I have a blue one that I'll show that here in a little bit. And then I have this handheld one. This one is made by Mino. And honestly, this is probably one of the best tambourines that I've, had in a really long time. Like, it's just a crispy sound and it just cuts through every song. So, tambourine, must have. Another thing that you should consider in having in a percussion rig is a cabasa. Now this cabasa instrument, not a lot of people know about it, but I like using it sometimes because depending on the song, especially if you're playing like guaguancó and stuff like that in salsa music, and you don't necessarily have like a big shaquere. If you don't know what a shaquere is, I'll show a picture here in a second. But like if you don't have a big shaquere, this is a great replacement because then you can just go doom, ding 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 doom, ding 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 doom, ding ding doom, ding ding doom, ding ding doom. It just sounds great and it's amazing how much texture it adds to the song. Obviously, if you're playing congas, you're not going to be able to use the cabasa because obviously your hands are going back and forth. But this is a great instrument to have in your percussion rig. So the other instrument that you should consider having, and I think this is a must-have, like if you don't have this in your percussion rig, you're doing it all wrong. It's such an important instrument. It adds rhythm to it. It almost keeps the band in rhythm too. Like a really bad shaker player can like kill a band. So you gotta make sure that whenever you're playing, you know how to use this instrument, right? So these shakers are the Luis Conte series, and I'm a big Luis Conte fan. Luis Conte used to play with Phil Collins back in the day, and he was the percussionist for the Luis Collins fan, or the Phil Collins fan. Or for the Phil Collins band. Dear Lord, I can't talk. And he was just phenomenal. And I used to see him all the time. I would watch all of his concerts. And every time I saw his concerts, I was always looking out for Luis Conte because he would have a shaker and he would have all these little toys. They just added these textures that made the song literally perfect. And that's basically what a percussionist's job is to add textures that make the song better than what it is. Isn't that great? And another instrument that you should definitely consider having in your rig is a triangle. It's simple, it's sweet, and played at the right exact moment adds so much to it. I usually use the triangle when there's a transition moment in every song. So like, let's say there's a big swell or a key change, like beautiful. Another instrument that you should definitely have in your rig if you want to build the perfect percussion rig is chimes. God, they're so loud. Chimes are great because they add like these majestic elements into the song, and played at the right time too, they just add so much texture. The only problem with chimes is that they're always loud, so you have to be really careful on how you play them. And it does matter, you can play them softly or hard, and the dynamic change does happen on these instruments, so be very mindful of that when you're playing that. The other thing that you can have are cymbals, and I have a lot of cymbals. I have Siljan Ks. I'm not gonna bring them out because they're getting polished. I just polished them, so I'm not gonna move them. But just have cymbals in your rig. It's gonna look good. It can add so many elements. It helps elevate everything. And then obviously you can also have toms and floor toms. You know, if you're into that kind of stuff, you can do them a specific way so that way they add into it. And then there's this one particular thing that I love having in my percussion rigs that I recently added in, maybe in like the last 2 years. Give me 1 second. It's a stack. Like, it's a stack clap. I love this thing. This thing adds so much into the shows, because it's like another clap, like two. And last but not least, the must-have for every percussion instrument and every percussion rig, you absolutely need to buy one of these, is a conga drum. Heavy. Why? Because congas are the center of every single percussion rig. Not only that, congas are the original drum set. I know it's weird. Everything that we know from rhythm, percussion, groove, everything comes from this instrument. Isn't that crazy? And before this instrument, it was the bata drums, but we're not gonna get into that. But the drums are an emulation of the congas. You can literally play every single pattern on this sucker. And not only that, you can make melodic melodies with this. Of course it's melodies. You can make melodies with this instrument. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a must-have for every percussion rig. Now, depending on the setting that you are, you know, if you play in church and stuff like that, you can add timbales, you cannot have timbales, it all depends. In modern day worship, people don't even use percussion anymore, which is sad because it really adds a lot into the tunes, into the music. Like, if you have a really good percussionist in your band, like, do not underuse him. Use him as much as you can, because he will elevate the music 100 times better than what it already is. But you can build your rig depending on what the situation is. For church services and CCM, make sure that you have a lot of shakers, make sure that you have a lot of chimes. Tambourines are a must if you know how to use them. There are other things that you can add to it, like a Roland SPDX for claps and bass sounds and stuff like that. The possibilities are endless with percussion, if I'm being honest. But, you know, build your rig depending on the situation. But congas are definitely the one thing that you were always gonna wanna have at every percussion gig and or service. So, all right, let me show you what the rig looks like right now. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help the channel out, man. Like, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys have and what you guys are thinking about when you're building a rig, or if you're trying to build the rig, just let me know. If you want any recommendations on more equipment that you may need, I can make another video on all of that stuff. But yeah, just let me know. Just help out the channel, subscribe. You just get connected, man. I mean, this channel is for you. It's not for me. I'm making these videos for you because you asked me. There's people that ask me, and I just want to be able to supply a need where other people have not been able to supply the need. I mean, I just want to share the knowledge that I have. So, love you all. Peace.